Yo, real quick before we start, this is the Casual Nerds Podcast. We're two regular guys with big opinions, questionable research, and jokes that occasionally cross a line. We're not experts. We're not insiders. We're just here to have a good time. So kick back, relax, and remember, if you take us too seriously, that's on you, nerd.
I do love that last line.
Yeah, you gotta love Chatty G.
Great.
I had to flesh it out, try to figure out ways to show it because I didn't get a chance to fucking record. I went to go record it today. Well, I've been doing a lot, but today was the work from home day. So
Before we go any further, clap.
Sure. Oh, 3, 2, 1. Cool. So yeah, so I had it planned. I was like, I started doing other things, and I've been selling more of the necklaces.
Nice.
Stuff and making like custom necklaces for people.
Nice.
Which is not bad at $40 a pop. I sold 4 of them to one person.
It cost you what, like $3 in filament?
$5? Roughly, yeah. The whole thing was like,
you don't got to give up your margins,
something like that. Something like that, yeah.
Something like that.
Well, I figured, right, because I was thinking about the Buffalo Bills. Somebody told me that the Bills necklace, when they go to the stadium, they sell those for $80 or some stupid shit like that.
Oh shit!
And I'm like, while I'm not selling them at the stadium, but if people are willing to pay shit like that,
word,
then yeah, I could sell a custom one.
Shit, custom for 40. Yeah, that tracks because
you gotta
stadium shit is usually about twice the price of what you would normally pay for stuff.
Sure.
So doing it ahead of time.
Well, and you gotta add the time, especially for like that one. The one that they had made was literally, they sent me their logo. It was like, yo, can you make a necklace for this with their logo and all that shit? So I made it. And then they ordered 2 initially, and then they ordered 4 more. So that was pretty nice. And now I'm just like, oh, okay.
Probably, not to cut you off. It's you should probably, obviously Bills ones, popular in Rochester. Eagles ones, probably, just because they won the Super Bowl, there's still a bunch of Eagles fans. That's another one you could throw on like the Etsy shop that I bet you people would just scoop up.
Yeah. Well, the biggest thing is, realistically, is I need to put together my site, man. I need to take some time out to just do that. And then offer things up there. Cause like I explained before, that, and I have to message the folks who actually modeled these, the charms or the necklaces, and see like if they have a price for licensing so that they don't shut my shit down on Etsy. Like, so I can sell them on Etsy and then shut shit down. Because, realistically, if there's a hater, or the person who created it goes, yo, this dude is selling, I don't know who the fuck that is, then, and they shut my whole shit down, any kind of momentum I get. But either way, I was saying that because I was like, okay, well, damn, I sold 4 to him, and that was $160. So like, if I get that, the orders coming in from online,
right?
Shit,
exactly. That's what I'm thinking.
And reinvest that shit, because I need to get tables. I need to get more printers and shit so that I can produce faster. But yeah, I need to start selling more.
That's what's up.
Yeah. But anyways, that's how that goes. But so that's why this space here, it's just been cluttered. I actually took down a bunch of stuff, and I've been posting up on eBay, just posting up Funkos and little statues, because I have they're just sitting around. We don't have a studio anymore. Nobody's local except for me. and we'll probably have like somebody else join us every now and again. But
right.
for the most part, we're not going to use a studio space, so I might as well make this shit more functional for myself.
Yeah. Workspace.
Yeah, as a workspace for multiple things.
That's what's up.
Yeah, but all that shit costs money, and I gotta find more of that in order. I need some of those tables, man.
Spend money to make money.
Yeah, I need tables and shelving is mainly what I need. I need to be able to put these printers on like shelves and have them run, and you know what I mean. But little by little, we'll get there.
Little by little, that shit'll come through.
Right, should have worked.
Oh man,
I know. That's how I feel, bro. We don't have a shit ton of stuff to talk about, but I figured we could wing a lot of it.
I mean, ain't that how we usually rock? That's how we rock.
That's how we rock. We'll usually conversations tend to.
I was rocking my casual nerd hoodie the other day, and somebody called me out in the store, and it was like, "So casual nerd, what's that like? As opposed to a full-time nerd and just like nerding out all the time?" And I'm like, "Yeah, pretty much. That's exactly what it is." And they're like, I kind of like that. And I was like, "Word, check us out. I got a podcast." And they're like, "Oh, okay."
Yeah, see, and that's why the name makes sense.
Yeah. Speaking of which, new merch. So all of y'all that are listening,
I got
all four of y'all that listen to the pre-show. Lots of dope artwork. Yeah. By what's our boy's name?
Raul, but his professional name is 343. Hold on,
343. That's right.
Yeah, I always
343 Creative.
343 Creative. Yeah.
Yeah. Fire shit. Like really nice casual nerd.
Absolutely.
Gear with a bunch of different Hollywood themes. It reminded me because I seen your I'm looking at your I see Squid Games inspired shirt. And the casual nerd shit has a very similar vibe with different inspirational casual nerd stuff. So that's just the beginnings of what's gonna come on the merch scene. So hyped for updated artwork.
Yeah, we got some good stuff coming. I got to send you those files because you put that stuff together better than I. But you are busy all the fucking time.
He gave you the artwork file.
Yeah, he gave me all the files.
Nice. Nice. Yeah. Let me send them over, and I'll fuck around.
Put some stuff together.
Word.
Danny asks, who's fucking
tonight? We fucking tonight. I mean, not we, but
yeah. Pause. I mean, yeah. Pause. You're set up for that.
Word. Thanks, Danny.
No, it's still true. We fucking just not each other. So
remotely, virtual fucking is that virtual?
I can tell Johnny wanted to say that, but didn't. So I had to pull the trigger on.
Please, thank you. Thank you for covering.
Hey yo,
word. I have that, right? That's a drop. I think we have.
Yeah, you have that.
Yeah.
I believe.
Hey yo. I hate the fact that it loops on automatic.
Oh, you got to turn it off.
Yeah, but it's like you always have to turn off loop first, which is annoying. I
have it. I have
nice.
it too, I guess.
Sickness.
Down with the sickness. Now, okay, so we got the disclaimer. Danny, you missed that because you just came on. So we actually have a disclaimer up, so that's a good thing. And
we can play it. I put it in the assets too, so we can play it.
You? Nice.
Yeah. Again, before we play the. How did you want to play it before or after the real intro?
Well, you edit it, so we don't have to do it again here. So you'll throw that onto the other one, but
it plays first, and then
Yeah, you would do
intro
that, and
song?
then it would go in through the intro. Yeah, but that's what I was
Lovely.
gonna say. Next we're working on the intro. I'll have to do it. So for tonight, we got the same joint. It might be the same song. I might still keep the same song and just remix the. But I don't know. We'll find out. We'll see.
Or we go back to old school.
I wish, but that was getting flagged on
Yeah,
YouTube.
it was. It
So
was.
we can't. I would love to.
And it wasn't even like, I think I looked into buying it and it was OD money.
Yeah, dude wanted way too much. But I would love to have that come back. I think that
was a fire ass intro.
Yeah, that still fits the concept for the show and everything. Yeah, no, I fuck with it. But all right, let's see.
It's been a while. We can find out again.
Yeah, look up that price. We'll see. If not, I'm just gonna look up royalty free shit and see what sticks out.
Slaps.
Yeah, what slaps?
What's the slap of the rapida?
And there goes Leo. Wait, you fucking? Everybody, Leo. Everybody.
We are fucking Leo. You in there too.
Yep.
Get used to it.
Every week. Hey, you. All right. Fuck it. Let's
yo.
We got everything recording, and let's just
goddamn, it's 10 o'clock. Yeah, let's fucking do it.
All right, let's do it.
And here we go.
You want to be like? Sensitivity equals fucking poverty.
Insensitive Culture, the podcast. Check it out, homie.
Everyone, welcome to episode 255 of the Casual Nerds podcast. As always, you know me.
What's up, what?
You know my guy on the other end. We still Casual Nerds, baby.
Insensitive Culture, the podcast. Make sure you check it out, homie.
We were formerly Insensitive Culture, and I pressed that button by mistake, as always, because I've been doing it for 5 years.
Just 255 episodes, no big
Gotta
deal.
remove it off of this board, but it doesn't matter. Everyone still appreciates it. Danny and Leo, they definitely appreciate it. This episode is brought to you by 343 Creative. Shout out to Leo. Go to 343creative.com. I believe
Raul.
Raul, yes. My bad, Raul. Yeah, Leo. I just got Leo on the brain. 343 Creative. If you want to get any graphic designs done, any projects like that, he does amazing work. We have a lot of dope merch coming out soon, all designed by 343 Creative. So let's hit up his website if you want some work done. Yo, Leo, this dude. Hey, yo, True Poppy. All right, so
Hey, yo.
All right, so before we get into the nitty-gritty of this podcast, anything new? I know your life has been shit, so has it just been continuing to be shit?
It's just been a lot of work this week. That's all. A lot of work.
It's not always bad.
It's not always bad though. It's just time consuming type shit. But outside of that, the only wild, I don't even want to say wild, the only unfortunate shit I've been through this week, I had tickets for Thursday at 4:00 to watch Thunderbolts, because it's coming out this weekend. It would be today if you listen on the day that it drops, that the show drops, but I had tickets to see like the first, I'm pretty sure it was the first showing of Thunderbolts, in at least in the Dolby Cinema Theater, because I think in regular theater it comes out like an hour earlier.
Sure.
But anyways, I buy tickets. I invite wifey because I'm like, I don't, she enjoys some Marvel flicks. I think she would enjoy this one. So. And not only was it a yes, and she was down, like she was in, bought the tickets. And then it's like a day or two later, it's like, ooh, I forgot. I actually have a work event. I can't go. And I'm like, motherfucker. So now I'm over here thinking I gotta find somebody else to join me. And because I famously subscribe to AMC like a moron.
Sure.
And occasionally I watch like a movie like once a month or once every 2 months. Sometimes once every 4 months. But that way it's like it's always available. If I want to go to the movies, like, oh yeah, I got a free ticket, I could go. Anyways, but
Which I always
this
use
being too, I had to pay for her ticket.
Mhm.
And then now it's like, nope, can't do that. So I'm trying to find somebody to, join me. And I don't really know a lot of people around here, still.
Sure.
Still trying to make friends. Most of my friends are in the city and they ain't trying to go to New Jersey to watch a movie. And then today I find out updated news. She's like, hey, I forgot. I'm taking the car to Long Island. So you won't even have a car to go see this movie. How are you going to go see the movie?
Oh, that's even worse.
So it's like, okay, do they do refunds for movie tickets? I don't
They do.
even know.
Done it.
Can you do that? So that, yeah, I found out that they do.
Yeah.
And I ended up securing tickets for the following day. So we are still going to go see it together on Friday, thankfully. But yeah, that's
I have not purchased any tickets for that, although I do really want to see it. I was contemplating on taking Xander again because he really enjoyed going Captain America. But it creates a situation with the kids because Violet's still so little that she's like, well, I want to go to the movies, even though she won't enjoy that movie. She will talk to me like she would. I'll be focusing on her the entire time.
Right.
We always do. And it's a full-on event. So I may have to do what I did with Sinners and just, take a half day.
Take a little time for the personal.
Yeah. And then just because I just checked, I have a free movie ticket. And I don't need popcorn. I don't need none of that stuff. Although it's nice, but I don't need any of that.
Word.
So
you got like a standing free ticket?
Yeah.
Nice. Okay, yeah, take a fucking advantage. I am interested to see what your experience is when you go to buy your ticket. Like as far as like seats and shit like that, because I was shocked when I returned. Well, first off, I bought my ticket for Thursday and I'm like, okay, it's the first showing. And it's specifically Dolby. There was like I had my favorite seats right in the center in the row that I like for my theater, and I was like, okay. When I did this refund, and I'm like, okay, now I gotta find tickets on Friday. Are there even gonna be tickets available?
Yeah,
there was like 5 seats taken, and I was like, whoa.
Yeah,
that was very similar to the day before. Is this movie not getting enough promotion? Is this not going to sell out?
I don't think so. I think that, and I've been posting it on Threads. I think I put it up a couple of times.
Oh yes.
Where I think this movie is going to be a sleeper. That we're still at an age where, or at a time where people think Marvel movies suck. And for the most part, I can't blame them, right? Because they haven't been
not exactly wrong, right?
Right. Well, they're not. It's not that I'm exactly wrong. They just haven't been quality, like run day one to go see it, opening weekend to go see it, right? And then we know that if we don't in a few months, in like a couple months, it'll pop up on Disney Plus, and honestly, that's where everyone watches them. Because Captain America was the same thing, and a lot of people did show up for Captain America, but a lot of people had a lot of hate for Captain America, and then it became like number one in movies viewed on Disney Plus when it released, right? So it's not. So this is going to be a sleeper in a sense that I think that this is probably going to be one of the best Marvel movies to come out, within the last couple of years, last few years, and there's going to be a lot of good talk about this after the movie drops, and it may not be popular for this weekend.
Yeah.
But as people
Which
start,
would be a shame.
It would be a shame, yeah.
I'm
Because
super
it
hyped
looks
for it.
really good. Yeah, it looks
I
really
think
good, and all the reviews have been great.
And I don't know if it's a I mean, obviously multiple films from the last 3, 4, 5 years of Marvel have given people this impression, but people started feeling like, all right, Marvel's on a comeback, right? They're starting to do things the right way. And then Captain America came out, and it wasn't a bad movie, but it also wasn't like a great movie. It was like a solid B plus, right?
Yeah. It wasn't terrible.
And I think maybe people are just like, this is gonna be another like Captain America. Like, it's not the big names, right? It's like a B class of Avengers, right? It's like a sub Avengers, or maybe like a I wouldn't say Suicide Squad, but kind of like a
I mean,
like a Suicide Squad type.
It is a Suicide Squad type of thing, and that right there has its downside to that, because it's a Suicide Squad not directed by James Gunn,
right?
But the last trailer, like Sentry, I think is going to be
huge,
great in this. That is really what's driving it. The cast, I mean, David Harbour, freaking Florence Pugh, the cast looks great. And not only that, every single time, like a movie like this, where we think, why would I want to watch a movie with these characters put together? It usually ends up being one of the better movies, because these are characters that people don't have high expectations for.
Right.
Does that make sense? Because Captain America, it had some really amazing fighting scenes, like fight scenes. And there was a lot of hype around, well, who could show up, right? I was even saying, I was trying not to have expectations, but a lot of people were talking about like, well, I think that, I heard Hulks were going to show up, and this was going to happen. And that was going to, and then that there starts to ruin that experience. So because that isn't happening with this movie, already
everybody's an unknown,
right? So everybody's already counting these characters out. I think that's a good opportunity to then capitalize and make an actually good movie and be like, oh shit, like I keep hearing this movie is really good, which is I think it was on New Rockstar? I want to say it was New Rockstar, where they posted up on their IG just the big caption, and people in the comment section were like, did Eric Voss say this? It was like the best Marvel movie released in recent time, or within the last few years, or something like that. To where they're generally pretty honest, even though they are nerds and they love all of the stuff that comes out. They're pretty honest, and to say that, I don't know. I think it's going to be really good. I really do.
I mean, I think, I agree. I think
but it's going to be
a great
like
story, and not to mention, not to forget, rather, we know that 98% of the cast will be in Doomsday, so it matters. Like it matters if you care about the MCU. But the trailers have made this seem like, at first, like the Captain America trailer drops first, and we were like, oh shit is, well, no, I don't really fuck with Anthony Mackie as Captain America, but this should look all right. When that Thunderbolts trailer drops, it's like, oh shit, we getting real back into some serious Marvel shit. And I don't know, for me, I'm dumb hyped about whatever, like, and again, casual nerds over here, I have no fucking clue what the hell this story is gonna be. I
Sure.
still don't know what the asterisk is at the end of the.
They say it explains it in the movie.
I am assuming, because I honestly thought, because they've been throwing that asterisk. Originally, the asterisk wasn't there, and then they added the asterisk as like, I don't know, 3 or 4 or 6 months after they first announced the movie. And a lot of folks, I don't know if it was from EA Voss or if it was just just people commenting online in general, but a lot of people just assumed that, oh, the asterisk is like a temporary placeholder, and like, before the movie releases, it's going to be like Thunderbolts, the something something, or what I mean, like there would be like a subtitle to it. Nah, they stuck with the asterisk, and I'm like, okay, now I'm even more interested to find out why the fuck, because they're making it like a thing, like they put the name and then they asterisks, and I'm like, okay.
At the premiere, a lot of them were posting in this backdrop of just an asterisk.
Yeah.
So
Avengers asterisk. That's funny.
Yeah.
I like it. Yeah. I mean, I'm again super hyped for whatever the fuck they're gonna do here. I think this is the real, like Captain America was like the subtle kickoff. I think this is the real kickoff to this next. I don't know, what is this, phase 7 at this point, phase 6,
whatever. Yeah,
whatever the next phase is. I think this is the real kickoff to this phase.
So this is the first one that, at least from if my memory serves me right, I think Captain America was the official kickoff, but it's still, I don't know if they like changed anything while recording. I don't believe so. But
there were reshoots, yeah, because Giancarlo wasn't originally Sidewinder. It was like some
well, what I mean by that is, like, was the story pre-changes, mid-change, like, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah, that I don't know.
I think that it starts with Thunderbolts, like where this is just the first shot at everything that they're planning to do. So I'm looking forward to it. We jumped right into Hollywood, and that's okay, because it's just one of those days where we really don't have a crazy amount of stuff to talk about, so we're just winging everything. It's almost like this is what we do every week, because it is. What did Danny say here? Last movie in 616 universe before Doomsday. Is it though?
That could very well be. I don't know.
It could be. Oh, that's true, because we have Fantastic Four coming out, and that's not in the 616 universe. Good call out, Danny.
Oh, true.
Yeah.
There's gotta be something in between that and Doomsday, though, right?
I can't think of it now. Let's circle back. We'll look up at the timeline.
I'll have to look it up
and circle back, because
I've seen somebody's let's call it AI generated video, even though it wasn't necessarily AI generated, but it was like a fan cut where they were like, what if Doomsday starts out like this? And it was starting with the last scene of Avengers Endgame, the Tony Stark funeral, and then they showed RDJ in the bushes with the binoculars, watching the funeral from another universe.
That's
like,
crazy.
What if this is how Doomsday is really? It's Doomsday looking at himself dying. I'm still very interested to figure out how they're gonna play RDJ as the same person, but not the same person, right? He's not gonna be Tony Stark, so I want to see how they're gonna like work that from a multiverse perspective. But either way, yes, hyped.
Me too. I can't wait for that. Let's see.
Next week reviews. Hopefully you get to watch it this week.
I'm really wanting to. I've been trying to do a lot more reviews and stuff for the page, so for our socials. So I really want to. Let's see. And I think I'm just gonna go out and say that, yeah, I'm probably gonna watch it. I'm gonna watch a Dolo.
I have a feeling that you're just gonna make it happen.
I'm gonna make it happen. I usually do.
I'm gonna come back and I'm gonna be like, you guys, and you're gonna be like, fuck, I gotta see it.
Yeah, I mean that's my biggest thing, right? Is I don't want to be spoiled. I don't like being
That
spoiled.
too, yeah.
I don't like being spoiled. That I follow enough movie pages where I see too many things as it is because people are just not respecting it anymore. Like, and I'm talking about like big pages. You know what I mean? Like your Screen Rants and stuff. Like they'll see something and they'll post it up real quick. You know, something that's like a BTS shot, and then I got my brothers. Shout out to the Nerd Bros. Where we have our
Nerd Bros, I love it.
Yeah, we have our group chat, and my younger brother, they all just throw up. I mean, I try not to take any of it into consideration because usually I know enough to be like, that's not credible, you know. But every rumor, every BTS shot, every AI thing gets brought up like, yo, is this real? Is this real? And I'm just like, man, I don't know. And I don't give a fuck, bro. I'm not trying to look at any of that shit, you know? So,
right.
Like I want that feeling of Endgame again and Infinity War. Like when the snap happened and everyone started to disintegrate and you left the theater just gutted and like, what is gonna happen? It's like, oh shit! Like I want that. I want that.
Yes.
I want the surprise. I want the jumping up and the yeah. You know, like
that's why I stopped watching freaking movie breakdowns and trailer breakdowns. Honestly, is because I think it was Endgame is the one that fucked it up for me. Infinity War. I went into it and I had seen all the breakdowns and I was hyped and it met all the stuff. And then Endgame, I seen so many like breakdowns and obviously big fans of New Rockstars and EA Voss and he was like dead on for almost everything he predicted about Endgame. And it broke me when I was when I was watching it. I wasn't like pissed. I was more just like, oh
damn,
shit,
I wish I wouldn't have seen that.
It's like, oh shit, it happened just like he said. Oh shit, that happened too. Oh damn, Tony really did die. Wow. Yeah. And it was like, damn. I wish that I didn't feel sad when Tony Stark died because I kind of expected it. And I feel like other people like were like heartbroken because they had no idea this would happen, and I was not. Which is I want to be heartbroken.
Yeah. Danny and I saw it in Florida, and we had that the memes that always pop up, like I want this feeling again, and the theater is going absolutely nuts when Thor's hammer moves, when Mjolnir moves, and it goes to Cap and shit. That was, I swear to God, that had to have been our theater because it felt exactly the same way, bro. We had a full-on, Danny said it, we had a full-on nerd theater where everyone was just spazzing out like, oh shit, and not even like in like what they're doing now where these younger kids are just like
right, yeah,
doing it,
doing
you know,
stupid
like,
shit.
No,
taking
this was
photos
the
and video
reaction of the crowd, and it was like intense. You seen it there, and then when Tony dies, man, everybody's tearing up, like, oh shit, like fighting it back, like, yo, what the fuck? Yeah, it was organic. It was definitely organic. It was a great experience, and you know what? I chase that high. I want that high for my movie viewings. I don't want to know all of the secrets. I don't want to see all the BTS shots. Like I just want to know as little as possible when I go into, like, if I wasn't such a metido, bro, I would avoid trailers, but I just can't.
I feel you. I feel you.
I mean?
It's been my challenge, right? I've said historically on the show I'll only watch the first trailer. I'll watch the teaser and then I'll watch the first trailer and I won't watch any more after that. And that's bullshit. I definitely have watched trailers after that because I can't not. I try to like avoid any trailers like 2 weeks before it drops because those sometimes release too much. And I haven't seen anything down for Thunderbolts. But yeah.
I know, it's crazy. Anyway, we jumped directly into Hollywood, but like I said, it's all right. And we'll get back to it. We'll get back into these conversations. But until then, we have a few questions. I only have really 2, and one of them is a huge question going around the internet that everyone is having this discussion. So I really want to have the conversation with you, and I want to know what you think about this great debate on X, Twitter, on the internet as a whole, right? Could 100 men beat one gorilla in hand-to-hand combat? What are your thoughts on this? I know you've heard the question.
Yeah.
Can't avoid it.
I feel like 100 men.
100 men. Hand-to-hand combat, though. You can't, like, no guns, no weapons. You can't stab it, whatever. Because a lot of people that are having this thing is just like, yo, you know how many wars it's like, every single one of them had weapons. Yeah, that shit don't count.
Hand-to-hand I mean,
I want to know who you think. Like, if you do think, if you do
hand, like no knives or anything, no sticks,
no
rocks,
like, nope.
Just straight punches?
Straight punches, bro.
Nah, you're not even 100 dudes punching all at the same time, assuming the gorilla somehow they've been able to pin his arms in between 2 tree limbs, and they're only 100 people are all taking swings all at the same time. I don't think that there's enough strength in 100 dudes to just knock through this thick ass skull and muscle.
So do you think there's 100 like
Silverback has?
Like what would be the strategy? Like what do you think would be the best strategy that we would have, as far as, like, this is a good example. Danny said 100 Samoans, right? So what would be the best strategy that you had that would give us at least a chance? Like I've heard people say, like first ones running in there are freaking linemen. Just what do you think? Like, what type of humans would have to go at this gorilla?
Honestly, it didn't even cross my mind different human body shapes, but I guess I mean, there are some giant men or just humans in general, but I would probably assume that to fight a gorilla would probably have to be males. But
one Chuck Norris.
Fair.
Chuck Norris would.
Chuck Norris would destroy.
We can't use Chuck Norris.
Yeah,
you can't.
He's off limits. I mean, that's basically a weapon.
Yeah.
Man. So I was only thinking strategy. If let's say we had 100 the Rock-like Samoans, which, by the way, that trailer that I sent you
we'll talk about
that
it.
UFC shit. dude looks giant in it.
Yeah.
So assuming there's 100 people that are that size, I think with minimal strategy, it's at least possible.
I think, I mean, maybe 100 like power lifters, where they're those massive
power lifters aren't always very athletic, and
I
the thing
mean,
is, like a gorilla like that is
do you
moving
need athleticism
fast. Yeah,
with a
because
gorilla?
a gorilla like that will like barrel through a bunch of dudes.
That's true.
At least the first 25 of them. And also that's why I said like strategy. Like, are you like line up in a diamond shape or something to like corral him in an area, and then pin him in a corner, so that there's only like a rock mountain wall behind them, so he can't go back too far. He's only got a chance to move forward. I mean, the teeth problem, I think, is probably the biggest challenge, because once he starts biting and destroying
people that are getting their
they're just gonna
rims ripped off.
die. Like, it doesn't matter how big
They're
you
getting
are. When a
rims
gorilla
ripped off.
bites you,
Yeah,
you're dead. Or you're extremely injured until you die. So you might as well just cut off a third of those 100. So now you're left with 66.
Just hope he rips your head off, because you want to die instantly.
Yeah.
You don't want to linger on, bleed out.
I wonder what's like the torque strength of a silverback. Is it a silverback specifically, or is it just a gorilla?
I mean, the whole thing, I think the assumption is silverback. So I did ask ChatGPT, and before I get into ChatGPT's analysis here, my thought is, right, and I guess it kind of gets into it. So it says that here are some facts about the gorillas, right? So it says the adult male gorilla, silverback, is about 4 to 10 times stronger than a fit adult human.
Yeah.
A gorilla can lift over 1,800 to 2,000 pounds. Controlled tests, and the average human 102 to 200.
It's like 2 tons.
Yeah, nope, I know. And gorillas have incredible grip strength, up to 1,300 pounds per square inch, compared to humans, which is 300 to 400 psi, for a strong human.
Yeah. Bite strength is also 1,300 psi.
Sure. So here's my thing, right? Yeah. You can, like the Mike Tyson quote, right? Everyone has a plan until their fucking arms ripped off, because that's exactly what would happen, right? There may be a plan, there may be a strategy, but the second that shit starts popping off and you witness 5 guys in a row get limbs ripped the fuck off and tossed around like it's nothing, everyone is in freak out mode now. And in freak out mode, no one is accomplishing a motherfucking thing.
Word.
Nothing. Because everyone is now trying not to be that person that just, like, what just happened? Fuck no, right? And that is the overall consensus. Because and then I'll break it down from the Chat GPT, right? So Chatty G, I asked it, is it possible for 100 men to overpower one gorilla with no weapons? And the short answer was yes, but it would be extremely dangerous and a lot harder than you think. Right? So that's a good one.
That's a very fair answer. Yeah.
Correct. So let's see. Killed several men, all of the things. Bite force is stronger than a lion's, which is about 1,300 psi. Close quarters would favor the gorilla. But numbers matter. So, okay, it says, even if 10 to 20 men hesitate, they give that would give gorillas room to break free if everyone swarmed them at once, is what it's trying to say. If everyone swarmed them at once, they would be able to hold it down, suffocate it, and kill it in that sense. But it would take literally everyone involved to be on this. But you're still gonna get whoever the fuck bum rushes them. First, motherfuckers are still gonna get fucked up somehow, right?
Mhm.
Then it goes on to all of these things like is it possible? Yes, technically. Where's the actual answer here that I'm looking for? So it pretty much said yes, but it would but no one can hesitate. Like if no one hesitates, everyone bum rushes them, then there's a good chance.
Yeah, my chat GPT is so
anyone.
wild with its answers.
I'm just saying I don't see no one hesitating.
Exactly. Yeah. So my
Answer?
my chatty G said gave a whole bunch of shit. But final verdict. I said, what if they were Olivier Richter sized giants, right? If you're not familiar, Olivier Richter was in Reacher season 3. So
He's pretty
people that size,
yeah.
pretty giant person, 7'2", 340 pounds, pretty much pure muscle, right?
Yep.
It's yes. However, the first 30 people are going to Valhalla.
Yes. Yeah.
And they better hope that no one slips or the gorilla even gets a half second of free motion.
Yep. Everyone would need to be.
It has to be, like you were saying, in unison. No one can be like deterred by what they see. Like they have to be a Spartan mindset, right? Like I'm fighting no matter what until the end, and it doesn't matter what happens to the person next to me. It's just, I think the gorilla will probably rip someone's jaw wide open. And no matter how massively giant you are and how much of a warrior mindset you have, when you see someone's jaw get ripped open and their head ripped off, like you said, I think you start to freak out a little.
Yeah. The best bet we have is like those giants, and they're all seasoned Marines. That's probably the best bet. Yeah. Oh, yeah. Oh, if and if they're hacked up on cocaine, okay, that'll give them
a little. But
the courage. That would have given them the courage to move forward. That's it. That's really what it would come down to.
Yeah, it'll make them think twice.
Yeah. He said, Danny said, fighting the Incredible Hulk gotta suck. Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, that's basically the same thing, right? I mean, it's he mentioned earlier, it's like, the Avengers fighting Thanos and trying to get the gauntlet off. I mean, you're talking about like super powered individuals.
Yeah.
Thanos has gorilla-like strength. Fuck that. Nah. I mean,
yeah, it's not happening.
Yeah, my heart originally said no, and then my mind was like, well, maybe there's a chance. But I think practically thinking, humans will falter in the face of fear or doubt.
Yep.
Most of them will, at least.
Everyone thinks that, like gorillas, because we have them in cages at zoos and shit like that. Like it would be easy, but the only reason why that happens is because we have guns and we have tranquilizers and humans are pussies. So that's how they're going to handle this. They've never walked up to a gorilla and just straight up snatched it out of the wild from its mother's hands, because they wouldn't survive that. That's not going to happen. Of course, Leo has to say, hear me out, the grip strength.
Of course, of course.
I've met some lady gorillas in my day. That anyway. So let's see. So we all agree on that, man. Humans are not winning that fight at all. I didn't prepare for this, but since it's kind of in the same vein, right? So, question number 2. You're offered $50,000, but you have to be chased by one animal for 24 hours. What animal do you choose?
24 hours?
Yeah, 24 hours. An animal has to chase you. At the end of the 24 hours, you know, you win 50K. Easy 50K. You're not gonna
Groundhog.
you're not gonna pick anything fucking dangerous.
No, hamster. We'll go with a hamster.
A hamster. Okay. All right.
I could kick a hamster far as fuck.
Danny said a snail.
Is a snail an animal or is it an insect?
Technically.
I don't know. Is it an animal or an insect?
I mean, are insects animals?
I don't think so.
I would have to say no insects.
But I just don't know if a snail is an insect or not.
But
I should know that.
But like
Snail is a good one though.
yeah, that's a great answer.
Tortoise.
Oh, that motherfucker catch you, bro. You gotta, yeah.
I'm not a snapping tortoise.
Snap you.
Just one of those like giant African tortoises, or no, the Galapagos tortoises that just like they don't do nothing when they get you.
I don't know. I still won't go near the tortoises, bro. The motherfuckers will take your fucking toe off quick. So okay, I didn't think of an animal, but as I'm trying to think of something, small, like a squirrel or some shit. Like the motherfuckers could, if they're trying to chase you and they're any one of them, and they're being aggressive towards you for 24 hours, none of it is going to be fun, like at all. And this is the assumption, is that whatever animal that you choose, it's coming, it's chasing you, but it's aggressive. So an aggressive hamster coming at you for 24 hours will get annoying. Like a motherfucker.
That's true. Yeah.
And he could climb up your leg, and like, would you rather fight a kangaroo or an aggressive fucking hamster coming at you? I'm not picking a kangaroo.
No, fuck no. Kangaroo will fuck you up.
Yo, the motherfucker.
Kangaroo's like half a gorilla.
Yeah,
it will fuck you up.
Yo, they look brolic, son. Let's see. What would I go with? You know what I think, even if it came at me aggressive, but I've never seen one actually be aggressive. Said, oh, fuck. Well, no. I was going to say a rabbit, but there's some big ass rabbits. I say a rabbit. Screw it. I got that. I'm going to take that.
Like a house bunny.
Yeah, a house bunny.
That's cool. I'm with that.
Leo said, my lady. You can tell he doesn't watch this on the big TV.
Right.
So what are you picking? Did you say already? Are you sticking with hamster?
No, I think I'm going to go with that tortoise option. I think the Galapagos tortoise, I'm good.
Oh, bro. Okay. All right. Well, the good thing is
even a rabid, aggressive Galapagos tortoise, it just don't move fast.
I mean, it just don't
How many hours you said?
And he can't climb. 24 hours.
24 hours? Yeah, I can outrun a Galapagos tortoise for 24 hours for 50K.
I could just see you at the bar, like.
The problem is I'll probably get lazy after a while and be like, oh,
yeah.
I'm good. And then
I can just see you at the bar having a drink, talking shit, and then somebody goes, oh shit. Yo, there's a tortoise heading over here. You're like, Oh, yo, I need to check.
Right. Can I cash out real quick?
Yeah, that's all right. It looks like I still have some time.
That's a good one too. Sloth.
Yeah, sloth. That's not
I
a bad one.
wonder. There's got to be videos of like rabid sloths, right? Like wild sloths that somehow forgot that they were sloths and run fast. Only thing about sloths, they be swinging, yo.
Do they?
I think so.
I've never seen an aggressive sloth.
Yeah, I don't know.
Let me see. Now I got to look this up. Quite aggressive and intense. Oh, but see, they fight each other.
That don't matter.
What'd you say?
I said, and that don't matter. In this scenario, we're assuming that it will treat you the same as
it will fuck you up
as an animal that it typically fights.
I gotta see. I've never seen an aggressive. What the fuck is going on here? Anyway, I'm looking up videos and it doesn't look like he's being aggressive to the dude. But sloths look like, such chill animals. Sloth might actually be a really good one. You're right, though. I snuffed the shit out of a sloth real quick. I beat the fuck out of a sloth.
Yeah.
Especially if
fair.
DMV sloths.
I think, I don't know. Sloths vary in size.
Sure. I don't know.
You might sneak one and they'll just like slowly turn back like,
watch us look this shit up after.
Punch me?
Yeah. Watch us look this up afterward and then watch a shit ton of videos on how sloths like rip people's fucking faces off and shit. I highly doubt it, but still. That's just how it is. All right, so that's those are our answers, I guess.
Yeah.
I think we could get an easy 50K. I'm not picking anything that's gonna like.
I'll take it. Yeah.
Yeah, I won't pick anything that's gonna be nothing other than fucking annoying to deal with for 24 hours. I'm not gonna be afraid for my life for 50K.
Like a mouse.
Yeah, like I mean, even
chipmunk?
those fucking rats. Jesus Christ, them motherfuckers. Oh, they get big. Would you pick a New York City rat?
Fuck no.
One New York City rat to chase
Fuck
you.
No. New York City rat is basically a raccoon, man. Those things are ridiculous.
Yo, they're wild. Yeah, No. I've seen those videos.
By the way, I think I don't know if I mentioned this before, but when I went to Mexico in the fall, like there was like mad like this resort that we stayed at or hotel we stayed at was like we open animals or we open air and we allow the animals to like hang around, and there was like birds and I guess monkeys or whatever the fuck was in their like little foresty area. But
Sure.
at night, mad fucking raccoons would be coming out, and they would just like let these motherfuckers chill. And I'm like, these are raccoons, right? Is there something that I'm missing? Are Mexican raccoons different than like American raccoons? Because I don't know if y'all know raccoons, but they're fucking trash eaters. Like, why do y'all just allow these raccoons to walk around this hotel? That shit was wild. So yeah, fuck a raccoon. There's absolutely no way I would let a raccoon chase me for fucking 24 hours.
Yeah, Leo, let us know as our Mexican correspondent. Let us know what's up with raccoons, bro. Let's see. All right, so let's get into some actual
correspondent.
Let's get into some actual Hollywood. So you mentioned earlier the trailer for the Smashing Machine, where Rock Johnson plays Mark Kerr. The trailer was released earlier today, and I had seen backstage photos of The Rock with hair and everything, and he looked the part, right? But this was my takeaway from that trailer, right? If you haven't seen the trailer, I don't know. We could watch it if you want, or we could just react to it since we both already seen it. But here's the thing. Normally, I watch these trailers and I go, "Oh, it's The Rock. It's another Rock movie." This movie is directed by the Safdie brothers.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so
I think that's how you say it.
Yeah. And it stars Dwayne Johnson and Emily Blunt. So, it's just Benny Safdie.
Oh,
So it's just one of the Safdie brothers. So Benny Safdie wrote and directed this movie, and Mark Kerr, who Dwayne Johnson is playing, also co-wrote the movie. And I saw this trailer and was actually blown away because it seems like Dwayne Johnson is he took this movie and he treated it like it was an actual, like he was like a real actor.
yeah.
And he looks amazing. You almost forget it's Dwayne Johnson just even in the trailer. And I can't wait to watch this movie. It looks that good.
I was shocked. I was honestly, I hadn't seen any of the pre-makeup behind the scenes photos and whatnot. And my coworker sent me this movie, was like, "Yo, this looks wild." And so I start watching it and I'm like, "Holy shit, who is this giant dude is Mark Kerr still alive? Is he playing himself? Like, who is this massive person that has decent acting skills?" And just the way that the trailer starts out, I'm like, okay, yeah, I'm digging. And it wasn't until, like, I don't know, 45, 55 seconds in, a minute and a half in, that it shows and it says Dwayne Johnson. And I was like, wait a minute, that's the fucking Rock. And then as I watched every scene after it, I'm like, okay, I kind of see it. But even then, he's heavily made up with makeup, prosthetics, something. There's something going on in the face. I don't know if it's the eyebrow, forehead structure, the nose. Like, there's something that he's wearing, which is also impressive because he's fucking fighting the whole movie, right? He's getting his face smashed in, and they never really make it look like The Rock. Like, he never, in any part of this trailer, did I, like, it was always like, oh, I could see, and even his voice, which
it was very soft.
Yeah, it didn't sound like, The Rock Wayne Johnson. The fact that they only name it Dwayne Johnson and not Dwayne The Rock Johnson. I know he's been dropping that for a while, but it's a catch to say that that The Rock is in your movie, and I don't know, it gives me some serious happy vibes to watch this. I think it's gonna be a dope flick. My only thing is, like, I thought The Rock was, like, I don't know, the president of WWE now. Where the fuck does he have time to make movies?
He's always so the WWE thing, he pops in and out. Danny would know more so, but he pops in and out every now and again. And even again, we have the Nerd Bros group chat where I get more of my wrestling news, even though I don't care about wrestling.
Sure.
Danny was saying that essentially they were asking the question as to why he didn't show up for WrestleMania, and it was and Danny says, well, he's in a new Scorsese flick, About that. He scored that new Scorsese flick, and he was probably told, no, do not do WrestleMania because we cannot afford to have you injured.
He's in a fucking Scorsese flick?
In a Scorsese flick. And you know what? It was very shocking to me until I saw this trailer.
Yeah, but
he's still The Rock. He's still The Rock. He's still Dwayne Johnson.
I wonder what is this Scorsese flick? Because I'm just like this it's a very dramatic film.
Sure.
But it's still, about a fighter who's like, it just fits his persona, so he's easy to fit in. I wonder what the fuck he's in this Scorsese film.
I don't think we have anything. So all we have is that it's an untitled Martin Scorsese Hawaii set crime drama.
Okay.
So yeah, and it's Leonardo DiCaprio, Dwayne Johnson, and Emily Blunt.
Oh wow.
Yeah.
I'll also say Emily Blunt, she also didn't immediately jump out to me. Like, it was almost like,
oh, she did
in the trailer for Smashing Machine. I was like, that kind of looks like Emily Blunt, but it didn't. Again, it wasn't like an immediate that is 100% her. I'm hyped for this film. I think this is going to be dope. What's the release date on it? It's this summer, right?
For the Safdie film, it is. Hold on one second. I had it here, but I had moved. October. October.
October. Okay, that's cool.
Yeah, and not only that, but it's A24 is.
That's how you know it's going to be fire. Like A24 don't miss.
No, they don't. And
I don't know
you know
a single
what?
thing that they've missed on.
And you know what? Have we had this conversation? Because I tend to forget every fucking week what we talk about. But I wish that bigger studios with bigger budgets would take chances the way that like A24 and Neon and like these other smaller studios, like these type of because these are the type of movies that are really good and they do a lot with a little, right? Whereas like the big studios are always worried about the franchises, like, so like a movie like this, and it's going to shine hard with a smaller budget than, something that a bigger studio would have. But why don't they take enough chances on?
Because it's not going to shine. I don't think it will. I mean, I think it's going to get attention.
Mm-hmm.
I think they'll make their budget back, maybe. But it's not going to be like, this is not $100 million movie.
But why does and I'm not saying like get away from.
I mean, if you're a big studio, you
want a giant return on everything that you do.
Yeah, that's kind of what they do. They need massive monies. They only go after projects that's going to give them massive amounts of money, because typically they're pouring massive monies into these movies because directors are like, well, you got the fucking budget, right? Like, just keep tapping in, just keep giving me what I want. And if they're not going to get that return, it's just not going to work out. Yeah, I mean, like Danny says, this movie could be up for awards, and it might. And award seasons is cool. Like, that's what A24, and especially releasing that in October. Yeah, that sounds like an award season type movie. But A24 is good for that. And that's their mark. It would be weird if this was like a Warner Brothers movie or a 20th Century movie. They just, yeah, I think I don't think this is as cool as this looks, and the audience, or rather the actors that they have in there, I don't think they're gonna draw the audience. It's kind of like it almost gives me the vibes of what was that, the Claw?
Yeah. I mean,
vibes of that type of film.
I use this as an example because, you know, this is the one that's in front of us, but like for a better example would be like, which could be a risk that's being taken by a bigger studio with a bigger budget, right? Is something like Everything Everywhere All at Once, right? Where the budget for that was 25 million.
Yeah.
And then it grossed worldwide over 143 million. So like something like that, where it's like, it's a risk because it's a new concept, and I think that's more so where I'm going with this. They just don't they bigger studios don't love new concepts. It's kind of like what we see in the studio, right? It's like Kool-Aid. We need to make this work, right? And we see that like as stupid as it sounds, you know, they're doing that. You know, like how can we make this money with it? So like something like Everything Everywhere All at Once, where, you know, they did a lot with a $25 million budget.
That's crazy. That was only 25 mil.
Exactly. So like if they threw $100 million at that, you know, like how much better could it have been? And, you know, they can take
how much better could it have been though?
Well, we won't know because that's not that's you know, this is all theoretical. But my point is like we need. I would love for studios like bigger budgeted studios, like they don't got to hit the bank and everything doesn't have to be $100 million fucking thing. But like if they do have that the budget for it, like I just want to see more original movies, I guess.
Yes. I mean, I will.
That's really why I'm asking
you
that
there.
question.
I want to see more originals versus giant franchises, and I'm cool with that. I think a lot of these major studios own smaller studios so that they can let shit like that fly, right? Like Searchlight Pictures and things like that, right? Like they're like, we're gonna throw our lower budget flicks under that brand. Just in case it flops, but yeah, I don't know.
Yeah, I just wish they would.
I am happy to let A24 continue to shine in this space, the medium budget. I will fuck your brains type movies, because that's how they all do. They fuck my brain in a very sexual way for nerdery. Again, fucking A24.
Yeah, A24.
I don't think they've missed. I don't know. I'm sure they've had some flops, or some bad films, but I don't know. Everything that I feel like that I've seen has always been fire.
Yeah,
or at least like. Maybe not fire, but damn, that was pretty good.
Yeah, that was they always have some sort of buzz around it.
Yeah.
When it comes to those movies. Danny said Rock and Leo in the new Kool-Aid movie. No. Rock and Leo would have been in the Scorsese Kool-Aid movie, but that unfortunately that was the script was bought and
the Jonestown movie.
Yeah, the Jonestown movie. That was going to be named Kool-Aid. But, you know. Anyway, watch the studio. It's great. Let's see. What else do we have here? So there is a little bit of news, and I don't know if you would care about it, but we've been getting a little bit more Star Wars-y, especially since Celebration and you know, the release of Andor, which has been great. I still need to watch the third episode, but
I think I've only seen the first.
I saw the first two of Andor.
Yeah, I think I've seen the first.
Really good so far.
Yeah.
There's just way too much fucking going on.
It's a lot of great TV right now.
Yeah,
as you say, a lot of great fucking happening.
Yeah, on TV right now. So Star Wars actually has a series coming from the father-son duo of Carlton Cuse and Nick Cuse in the works. Carlton Cuse is best known for being the showrunner for Lost. His credits also include Bates Motel, The Strain, Jack Ryan, and most recently the medical drama on Netflix, Pulse.
I haven't heard The Strain in the longest time. The Strain.
Yeah.
Wow. I like, what the fuck was The Strain? Because I remember thinking that was a dope ass show.
The Strain is, let's see, I want to say it's based on Stephen King novel, because most things are.
Yes, now I remember.
The
Wow.
Strain. Yes, it's like vampires. A mysterious viral outbreak with the hallmarks of an ancient and evil strain of vampirism ravages the city of New York.
Yes, Guillermo del Toro.
Mm-hmm.
Oh yeah, that was good. I do remember. Yeah, that was like a FX show. Strain. Damn. Okay. Okay.
Yeah,
I'm
Carlton
into it.
Cuse. His son Nick Cuse. His son Nick Cuse has worked with Damon Lindelof. He worked with him on Watchmen and The Leftovers, and his credits also include Station 11 and Masters of the Air. So these are the new
Masters of the Air was fire.
Yeah, these are the new
Station 11 was decent. What was the other one before that?
Watchmen.
Oh yeah. Well, Watchmen, the HBO show.
It just says on
say.
Watchmen. Yeah, I don't know. And The
I'm gonna
Leftovers.
assume the HBO show because
Because The Leftovers is HBO as well.
Leftovers was like, I don't know. It was, I guess, good.
Sure.
Writing and drama. It was just so fucking sad and depressing. There was no way I could get through that. I like it. That seems like a good squad. I'm into it.
Damon Lindelof was the creator of the Watchmen show on HBO.
Yeah.
So yeah. What does this look like for Star Wars? I'm not asking you that question because honestly, that would be. But I don't know.
A little too nerdy for me.
I think this. I think this is promising. We're starting to see more promising news coming from Star Wars. I think they had a little bit more of an emphasis on Marvel for a little while, and I'm starting to see things geared more towards Star Wars, and I'm liking it because we need more good stuff when it comes.
Not mad at it as long as it's like away from the Skywalker family.
Mm-hmm.
Like what is it? The Star Wars, the last, is it last? No, it's not Last Starfighter. It's just Starfighter, right?
Yeah, Starfighter.
That shit, they didn't show anything, and I'm excited.
Yeah.
15 years after the last trilogy.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, give me that. I think it would be dope. As long as it's not like the rise of a new empire, like that would fucking suck. But just give me drama in a Star Wars universe. I think Andor
is the best job.
Rogue One has shown that you can be in this universe, and even though it's related to the Empire and the Rebellion, it's not Star Walker, related.
Sure.
Skywalker. Star Walker, Skywalker related. And it's fucking successful and awesome, and people fuck with it. I think yes, Starfighter would be dope. And this there's no name for this thing yet, right? It's just
no. It's just confirmation that there is a new Star Wars series coming from this. Starfighter.
Sign me up, especially if it's
a movie or a series. Sign me up. It's a movie, right? It's a standalone.
Is it?
Starfighter?
Oh, Starfighter.
Yeah.
It's definitely a movie.
Okay.
I don't know if it's a standalone or if it's a forthcoming trilogy or what.
Yeah,
it is.
who knows? We'll see
Yeah.
how well it does, and then it easily
That's
becomes
probably right.
trilogy.
Yeah,
That's what they do.
but no, yeah, that's a film.
Yeah. Okay. All right. I'm looking forward to that. Outside of Marvel, Star Wars, and all this stuff, another show that I personally enjoyed. Well, because this is definitely a Taylor Sheridan pod. So they've already released some information.
Halfway there.
Well, it was a Taylor Sheridan pod until the other Taylor Sheridan fan left, and
I mean,
Johnny.
I like him. I fuck with him.
Yeah.
I fuck with a lot of his Taylor Sheridan shit. Just not all. I'm not 100% all in. I'm not. He
Yeah,
ain't Taika yet to me.
I've enjoyed everything that I've seen so far, and I've seen pretty much everything.
That Mobland is Taylor, right?
Mobland, no, it's Guy Ritchie.
Oh, you're right. Yeah. Guy Ritchie. Never mind.
That's-
Sorry. Not to.
No, Taylor
Either way.
Sheridan. The last show that we had with Taylor Sheridan was Landman
Okay.
with Billy Bob Thornton.
I'm actually, I think I'm gonna give that a shot. I think I recently saw like a different trailer for it,
Mhm.
and I was like, that kind of looks better than what I had seen previously and what people were talking about. So
The thing with Taylor Sheridan shows and is a lot of people base it on Yellowstone, and
Right.
I honestly was very hesitant on starting Yellowstone. I thought it was same thing that most people talk about, but it ended up being really good, good enough for me to watch the spinoffs.
Sure.
And then that led to everything else. But like, and even I understand like the not wanting to do it off of Yellowstone, like not wanting to jump on the bandwagon solely due to Yellowstone. But Mayor of Easttown, amazing.
Dope.
Lioness, amazing. Even the weaker of all of them, which is what's the one with Stallone?
Tulsa King.
Tulsa King.
Yeah.
Still dope, right?
A little bit more comedic, but
on purpose.
dope.
On purpose.
Yeah.
And I was already hooked on that. Like on the fact that he wrote Sicario, dope.
Yeah, dope.
So now I'm just like, I'm gonna give at the very least.
And I really enjoyed 1883. I thought it was very well done.
1923, both of those really enjoyed. And then and so now I'm fully invested on the Taylor Sheridan train. Landman was great in a different way too. Like it,
right.
That's the thing.
It leans more Tulsa King than Yellowstone, right?
Yeah, it's a little bit of both because he's literally just the guy who makes the deals for oil tankers and like these oil companies.
Yeah.
And his boss is John Hamm. Like John Hamm is in this.
Yeah.
John Hamm in this show is married to Demi Moore. Like
Juan Hamon.
Yeah, it's a lot of yeah, I like that. Because he's a big fan of Bad Bunny. So it's I don't know. It's very good. It's very good. But yes, there's more humor in it. It's a little more serious than Tulsa King. Not as like goofy, but there's still a lot of humor in it. And it just gives you an insight on like what these people do and what they have to deal with. So it's really good. And then there's the daughter and the wife, and I'll just leave you at that. So enjoy.
Right.
Yeah. But anyway, it gets me back.
It's probably going to be a me show, which I'm okay with.
Yeah. My girl loved that show. She absolutely
yeah.
loved it.
I don't know that my girl will, but
probably not. But it's entertaining. But anyway, that brings me back to this because I know that with Yellowstone we're getting a spinoff That's supposed to be like a sequel type spinoff for Yellowstone, starring Matthew McConaughey. We're getting that, and then this is the confirmation that we are getting a Beth and Rip spinoff from Yellowstone. Beth was Kevin Costner's daughter in the show, and her husband Rip. So we are getting that spinoff, and I think a few weeks ago I mentioned that we're also getting a spinoff on the other son. I forget what his name is. But I'm interested in that too, because these are two different types of shows based on two characters from this show, and their vibes are completely different. Rip is like the son that he kind of ran the Yellowstone ranch, and he ended up marrying the daughter, which she is like a cutthroat businesswoman, and she is like she doesn't take no shit from anyone. So there's that feeling of the show. So that's one show. And then the spinoff with the other one is the son is a freaking army vet, right? That also doesn't take shit in a different way, but he's just trying to live his life with his Native American wife and their son. And he's trying to stay out of trouble, but he just can't seem to get past it when he's at home, and the family just always runs into trouble. So like it's just two different spinoffs with two different family members that I could absolutely see myself getting into deeply with these. So can't wait. So I'm happy about that. Yeah, and last, honestly, and this might be a spoiler segment, but I wanted your thoughts on The Last of Us.
So I haven't seen this week's episode 3.
Yeah, and that's okay.
But I did watch last week's episode 2. The reason for listeners, reason that we're just talking about this now is that I took it upon myself to rewatch season 1 and go right into season 2. I had a very great experience doing that with Severance recently, where like I just felt like, God damn, with Severance it was 3 years.
I mean,
it's like I just don't remember. And with Last of Us, it was 2 years, about 2 years since the last season, and I just felt like I don't necessarily remember all the things that happened. So I felt like, you know what, at least because this is also, both of those are me and wifey shows.
Sure.
And so, I would look at wifey and be like, we would watch like the trailers or the teasers and be like, do you remember that? Or do you even know why stuff is happening? And she would also be lost. And I'm like, I don't remember either. And I don't want to explain it to you because I don't even remember how to explain. So let's just rewatch it. And life be life. And so it took us a while and 2025 has been a fucking amazing television and movie season thus far. So it took us a while till we could finally find time to be like, all right, we really have to fucking rewatch season 1 of The Last of Us. And It was pretty much up until like the episode 2 dropped. And everyone was like, oh my God, are you watching The Last of Us? And we were like, fuck, we really got to rewatch this so we could start watching it. So it took us about a week to get through season 1. And then we finally did. It was the only show that we watched during that time. Maybe a week and a half, actually, before we were able to get through it. Finally got through it. Saw episode 1 and episode 2 saw last night. Wild. I loved it.
About that?
What's that?
What did Joyce think about that episode?
Joyce was like, he's not gonna die. He's sorry. Spoiler alert. I had no idea. I had no idea what was going to happen. But it started to like, the closer it got, I was like, oh yeah, they're gonna kill him. They're gonna kill him off. And as soon as they did, I was like, I respect any type of show or story that is willing to murk off one of their main characters.
Yeah.
Love that.
If you're a gamer, this is no surprise to you.
No shocker to you if you've played the game. I did not. I made it historically and laughably made it about 1 hour into the game before I was not able to continue.
I'm absolutely loving all of the reels where people are reacting to this, and like they're showing their mothers watching this and they're invested in in the story and in that character, and just heartbreak.
Yeah.
It's like
audible gasp.
The
audible gasp is what I would say that Joyce dropped. Like, as it was happening, I was like, oh yeah, they're definitely gonna kill him. And when they did, I was like, damn, wow. I'm surprised, but not surprised.
Yeah.
Just because that's how my mind works. I'm always thinking in like movie, TV show script styles, and I'm like, oh yeah, oh shit, damn. Audible gasp from the peanut crowd in my living room. I was like,
yeah,
they really killed him. She really did not expect him to die at that moment, and I was like, oh, this. And again, because I haven't played the game, I was like, oh, so this really solidifies. This show is about Ellie and not about Joel and Ellie.
Yeah. So the what I did really like about the episode too is how intense it was all over, like all around.
They kept jumping, and every jump was intensity. Like the shit that's happening in the town, the shit that's happening with the people that are stranded in the frozen tundra of the mountain, and the shit that's happening in the lodge itself. Yes, well played by the showrunners here.
The amazing thing is that it was a British director who has I was reading an article here because the director for The Last of Us is Mark Malloy, and he brought in I think, was it for that episode? Yes. On the second, he was the director of the second episode, and he's actually a British director that was in charge of like 16 episodes of Succession, 6 episodes of Game of Thrones. He's currently he's currently doing the Harry Potter series, which
this new Harry Potter series.
Yes. He's currently attached to that, and he's going to be doing that.
That makes me a little more hype for the Harry Potter series, because I was
exactly what I was thinking.
Whatever. Okay,
that's exactly what I was thinking. And they had asked him a question of like, I guess they came up to this director, and they asked him, who would you like to work with? And he said the co-creator of The Last of Us, Craig Mazin. And he said, and Craig Mazin instantly texted him and said, "You fucked up." Like, you fucked up is what he told him. And the reason for it is he's like, yeah, I actually have something for you, because he said he wanted to have him come on for season 1, and he wasn't able to do so because he was working on Succession, and Succession was wrapping up, and of course it's winning all these awards and stuff like that, so he couldn't bring him on for season 1. So the second that he said, I would love to work with Craig, he texted him that because he knew exactly what he wanted,
where he was going to put him on. Yeah.
Yep.
And we were talking in the IC group chat. I didn't really think about it at the time. But Dave, aka Blazer Ramon, shout out. He was like, it felt very Game of Thrones-y, that episode. And when he said that, I was like, you know what? It did. And I don't know. I will say, not only his reference, um, while we were watching it, and there was a part they looked at it multiple times, but it was like maybe the second or third time that they
Sure.
look out at the winter storm. That Joyce says to me, "Winter's coming." And I was like, yeah, I guess winter is coming. And then the fucking zombies start running, and she's like, oh, winter is coming.
Yo, that was crazy. They were
Yeah.
all frozen when as soon as they started seeing that, and they
Yeah.
tripped over it, and it started caving in, and they started coming out. I was like, oh, this
Yeah.
is rough.
Yeah,
This
yeah.
is a
And it's
rough.
also like I didn't know this, again, not having played the game. It was good to learn that that wasn't a part of the game. Like that's not a thing that you saw, it's a thing that you heard about. So that a
Yeah.
whole experience was new for you too. And I would think that as a one of the game players that just made it even better. Like I don't know, I feel like I was hearing like there was like wows from the people that didn't play the game. I can't believe, like you were mentioning, I can't believe they did this. And then from people that did play the game, I was, seeing headlines and social media posts where people are like, this is what's different, or this is why they changed parts
Yeah,
of the
a lot of
game.
people
And,
are like nitpicking
people,
difference
yeah,
in the changes, and it's like, I mean, I understand why you're so attached to that. And again, spoiler alert, but like in the show, Abby explains herself as to why she did this. Where
right.
in the game, there was no explanation until you play the entire game to find out
Mm,
why she did this. So like there's a little bit more empathy right up front. Like there are a ton of articles of
mm,
people just saying like, but was Abby wrong in this, or was Abby right? Like, and more people are saying, like even I put up
huh.
that the the TikTok post on IG where just like, is your name literally Abby? Boom, like there's a ton of that going on because people are mad at Abby. Exactly. Leo even said it, man. Fuck Abby. Because it's true. It's the truth. People are upset with that, but now and in the game it's so great because you go through this, right? You go through this heartbreak, and then you have to play as Abby.
Right.
And you have to, you start to build up like understanding of her character, and now you're building a rapport for both sides.
Yeah.
And so and this is what we're going to experience now moving forward, and a lot of people are trying to fall off after this episode 2. People are like, why would I even want to watch this anymore? So and that's the stupidity of it. The show has never been
Why
like,
would I want to watch Game of Thrones after they killed Ned Stark? Like,
right, because it's not
Jesus,
about
there's
Ned
so
Stark.
much more story than the Stark family.
Yep.
And yeah, that's really the vibes that, like I said, I respect any show that's willing to kill off their one of their main fucking characters in an early episode and really subvert
We knew it
your
was
thoughts. And yeah.
so many people, even people who actually played the game, were like, really, y'all did that so early? I'm like, that shit was early on in the game.
Yeah.
It didn't feel like it was that early because you have to literally walk through every fucking room and do all the things, but it was
Sure.
very early on in the game.
Relative to the 8 hours it takes you to play the game.
Yeah, it was within the first hour or whatever. Like, come on.
Yeah.
Like
I mean, that's where I'm just kind of like, I trust, and I don't know. I was gonna ask you if you knew, is Craig Mazin related to the game? Because I see his obviously his name every time. He's the one that's written the show for or written for the show.
Mhm.
But I always wondered, like, was he a part of the game, or did he just turn the game script into a television script?
Yeah, he's just
Written for television is how they say it.
he's the creator of the show, so he works with the creator of the game. And I guess they both attack it. Let me see. Neil Druckmann, I want to say. Let me take a look at this. I just want to be sure that I actually say the right thing. Yeah, so Neil Druckmann is the writer for the game.
Okay.
And he is co-creator with Craig Mazin. Craig Mazin is actually behind Mythic Quest. He's behind Chernobyl.
That's how I knew his name.
Yeah, he did the Hangover 2 and 3. He did Scary Movies 3 and 4.
I just didn't know if he was also attached to the game. But
no, he's co-creator.
Either way, he's been doing a stellar fucking bang up job.
Just to get back to something, a tidbit that you said a little bit earlier too. That is the amazing part of this show. As someone who's played both games and watched the show, the wonderful thing that they're doing is exactly that. If you've played the game, the show enhances your experience to the story.
That's what I love.
Yeah, that's what I've loved. There are scenes that are like scene by scene what you experienced in the game. Like the first episode of The Last of Us, actually the first season, there was a lot of that. Going up to that first episode specifically, like scene for scene, there's a ton of side by sides of just experience when the breakout happened. And that was an amazing experience. But once the story gets rolling, they jump into and once everything gets rolling, they enhance the story by doing exactly what you experienced there, or what people were telling you. It's like something that was mentioned, but we didn't get to see. We now get to see
expansion on the story that you got in the game. Yeah,
correct. So like even the whole,
I respect that.
So even the whole on season 1, the what's his name? The when he played the gay character in season 1,
Bill and Frank.
Yeah, the whole Bill and Frank thing. Granted, they changed some stuff, right, for the most part, but they gave us that story.
Yeah.
And in the game, we get there, and and he's actually still alive. So it's a different experience. That was made more cinematic for the show. But in the game, he was still alive, and he had the town rigged. He had his own special town, kind of same thing. But they alluded to him possibly having a relationship with someone else, or with I forget which one is which. But you see him,
but it's a game. Like, you're talking about something that takes
it won't translate.
To get
it won't
through.
translate. It won't translate the same way. So
Like,
things need to change.
I'm not at all mad at the way that they have taken, because like the main issue, not with this, but with generally taking video games and turning them into movies or TV shows, is that they stray away too far from what happened in the game.
Sure.
And they kind of just take the core concept and try to make something out of that, right? Like, even a show that we fuck with, Halo. There's like a core concept there, but it doesn't follow the game. And
no,
the rest
and
of us
I think
is like following the game,
Yeah,
but it's not 100% one for one, scene for scene, or even like, 90% scene for scene. But if it's like 80% plus, like that's fucking amazing that
see, yeah,
anyone
but
can
like,
take that, expand on it, and make it something that all audiences can palate
sure,
and
sure.
ingest,
But that's the
um
beauty in HBO too.
yeah.
HBO knows what they're doing when it
Max,
comes to that. No, this is an HBO show.
I know, but they still promote it as being on Max.
Oh, it is on Max, but if you notice, it's an HBO show.
It's HBO. I don't know. I've got
It's
my
an HBO original. Trust
it's
me.
an HBO
Trust me.
original. It
Yes.
does the HBO thing at the beginning.
Yes.
But right before the show starts, they do the pre-trailer of all the awesome things that are coming out, and at the end they only show
Well,
fucking
because
Max,
yeah,
which is
because
fucking whack. Like I
well,
fuck who Zavides, whatever the fuck his name is. Fuck these Warner Brothers people that have destroyed the name of HBO. Sorry. I'm just saying that. It has nothing to do with what we're talking about, but fuck them. I feel like they've destroyed the brand that HBO has built over the last 45 fucking years
I
by
mean,
pushing this Max thing. Fuck
that's
that. It should just be
that's the
HBO
case.
Plus and call it a day.
Yeah, that's been the case for a lot of these companies. But either way, I digress. Like if a show is a Max original, I'm still gonna watch it, but I know like okay, well,
It's like,
yeah, yeah,
hit or
no,
miss, hit or miss.
it could be good. It could be good.
Yeah.
But if it says HBO original, it's like, oh, I'm looking forward to that. Okay.
I feel like if it says Max original, that means it doesn't it it doesn't play on
It doesn't air on the
it doesn't air on cable, or at
no,
least it doesn't air on cable like on a specific time slot. They
sure,
may eventually show it on cable, but not like, I don't know. I'm trying to think. The only one that pops into my head right now is like Hacks. I know is a Max original. I'm assuming it it's released at the time that like digital shit is released, whenever it is. I don't even know the day. Let's just say Wednesday at 9 o'clock
sure.
is when it's available to the masses. But it doesn't air on TV at Wednesday at 9, versus like HBO original Last of Us airs on TV Sunday at 9 o'clock, and
Yep.
it's available on Max Sunday at 9 o'clock type shit.
Right.
Yeah, whatever. Fuck them. I think they have destroyed the whole fucking branding with that shit.
Yeah, you're not wrong. All right. So but Last of Us definitely is great. And then this last episode, I know you still have to watch it, but it's just after that high of an intense
It's a big
intensity
drop, right?
episode, yeah, it definitely it's more of like okay, dealing with the aftermath, and then how are we moving forward type of episode.
Yeah.
That sets the story and kind of sets the tone for okay, how do we move forward past this giant momentous occasion
Right.
we got to experience on the second episode.
Yeah. And the fact that they did that on episode 2, I think is a big deal, and also like, draws in a lot of that fucking drama
And I'm already seeing
just
and I'm already seeing people like I forgot it was a notable page, but I'm already seeing like, oh, they're gonna like this is struggling. The Last of Us after season 2, after episode 2, they're struggling to to keep the momentum going after this big, and how are they going to? And I'm like, yo, it's one episode released after this. Like, stop with the clickbait bullshit. It's
straight
so
up. I mean, I haven't played the game. I'm sure there's much more story to happen and a lot of bigger things to happen as the story progresses. And also the thing is they have to stretch this, right? Because if my understanding and my memory recollects correctly, they uh, they said that game 2 is stretched across season 2 and season 3, right? They're not bringing all of the game Last of Us 2 into season 2. There's going to be 2 more seasons. So they're going to stretch this a little bit, which means they're going to add more story. I trust the people that are writing this because so far they've done a fucking amazing job. And they're not EB and this other dude from GOT that fucked it up. But yeah, I got no complaints. Again, as a person that didn't play the game, I'm very, very happy. I've heard that episode 3 might be a little bit of a downer or a laxer episode, but I'm not expecting like giant fucking shit to happen every week, right? So
No.
I've missed out on so much other TV just watching Last of Us for the last like 2.5 weeks, up until last night. I'm okay with catching up on the other TV shows, and then watching both episode 3 and 4 this forthcoming Sunday.
Yeah. So it's definitely gonna be good. You'll enjoy it. I think it's a natural progression. We know how these shows work.
That's what I expect.
So it's not that crazy of a thing. All right, so we're definitely both fucking with that. What else you fucking with?
100% fucking with that. What else am I fucking with? I don't think anything else. I really think that's the only thing I've been watching.
Yeah, you have been. Yeah. But Andor has been good.
Andor, yeah. I started Andor. I think it's only episode 1 is what I saw. And I before again, I didn't, because I saw the on Disney Plus, they had like a granted, I give them props. They had like a 10-minute long recap of season 1 of Andor. And I watched it and I was like, holy shit, I don't remember any of that. There's a lot that I'm missing out. I mean, I remember it, but I don't remember a lot of specifics.
Sure.
But I didn't want to rewatch all of because I was in the middle of rewatching season 1 of Last of Us. I was like, there's no way I could rewatch all of season 1 of Andor, even though it's a me only show. I was like, I can't rewatch all of those episodes.
Yeah, it's
so
rough.
The only thing I watched was like the last half hour of the last episode of Andor season 1. And that I was like, oh, okay, yeah, I remember this. And it started like piecing a bunch of shit together, so that I could at least flow into episode 1 of season 2. And yeah, I'm fucking with it. It is great. It's dope. I'm super excited for the rest of it. I'm very excited for how they're doing like chapters at a time every week. You get like a whole new chapter, time jump. And I'm also very excited, or maybe not excited is the right word because it's not like solidified. I'm very interested. I read a quote from Diego Luna, who said, obviously the story ends at the end of this season. And he said, yeah, I'm done with the character. However, I would be interested in returning to show the experience of Cassian and Bix in the year that we skip for season 2. That could be a dope, because there's no season 3, right? That could be a dope, like, I don't know, epilogue or whatever the fuck you call it. But like a return to this era, to see Cassian Andor and Bix and what they do in that year of time because that's I mean, shit. There's a lot of story that could happen there.
Sure.
And if Tony Gilroy's involved, I'm with it. So yeah.
I'm down for
So
that.
far, that's what I'm fucking with.
All right. Yeah, I mean, I don't think I'm messing with anything new. All I can really tell you is that Mobland is getting really good. Is getting really good. And I want to talk about it so bad because there are just some of those. Yeah, you get certain characters every so often on a show where you cannot wait until they fucking die. And that is what I'm experiencing with everyone, because that's the conversation. Even Boss Logic had posted something up like asking like, does this person remind you of someone else? You know, and it's like a yes, he fucking does, and I can't wait.
So.
You know, so it's like so it's very good in that sense.
Guy Ritchie shows are hit or miss with wifey, so I don't know if I'm gonna be able to like pull the trigger on this being a me show or not. Andor is a me show only, so I might blow through that in the next like 24 hours.
Sure.
The next few episodes that are remaining, and then I might just find myself in like a, what do I watch now that I'm the only person awake?
See,
Maybe
like
to be in Mobland, we'll see.
Yeah, they promote it as a Guy Ritchie show. I think it's in the Guy Ritchie world.
Universe, yeah. I think he only directed the first episode.
Gotcha, because the creator is Ronan Bennett. So it's not saying that it's a Guy Ritchie created world, you know, and and he's famous for,
he's a producer.
Yeah,
he's probably just like a producer on it or something like that. I know it's like, yeah, it's in that Guy Ritchie universe of The Gentleman, where it's like it's in the universe, but it's not directly related to The Gentleman.
Right. And the direction is completely different because the Gentleman has a very specific feel to it.
A very Guy Ritchie feel.
Yeah, very Guy Ritchie feel. This doesn't.
So this doesn't have that vibe. Okay, that's cool. Good.
This is more.
I think he directed every episode of The Gentleman, right?
I think so. Yeah.
I think I might be very wrong on that, but I feel like I think he directed the episodes of The Gentleman, which that
is a very good show too.
He at least produced it, but yeah. Either way,
when are we getting a new season of that? Jeez. When are we getting season 2 of that?
I don't know.
No, what the hell? Yeah, it looks like he did direct every single episode.
Yeah, that's what I thought. Which is why every episode was so fucking fired. That was a great goddamn show, man.
2026.
So there is a season 2 coming.
Yeah,
I can't wait.
I can't wait for that.
That just got me excited. Gentleman was fucking awesome. Like,
yeah, no, that was a great show.
Maybe I'm like extra prone to it because there's the weed connection. I'm always excited when there's like shows about like weed, anything related, selling, growing. That's one of the reasons why I love Tulsa King. Like, I ain't gonna front. There's a good story there, but the fact that it's connected to like cannabis businesses and growing bud and all this shit, it's like, that's fucking cool. Yeah, that's my side hustle. So yeah.
Let's not say that, Johnny. That's
not illegally, guys. Not illegally. I'm not fucking doing anything illegally here.
You had to clear that up. Okay. Yeah. So that's where we're at.
That's where we at.
That's where we at. So we have nothing else that we have to say.
No, that's it. I think so. Only I would give a quick shout out. If you fuck with the old news section that I used to run, maybe check out Top 5 at 5.
Definitely check out Top 5 at 5.
I kind of brought it back. If you like catching up on the news, you don't want to read, watch, or hear the shit that's happening. You just kind of want to wade through the noise and at least be abreast of what the fuck is happening currently in the US and sometimes internationally. I'm trying to bring Top 5 at 5 back. So podcast, it's almost published at 5:00 Eastern time. And top 5 stories of what happened in the day. I'm doing my best. Work is taking me and dragging me, so I don't always publish every day, but that's okay. The whole point is, I'm not a big news person. I just want to kind of know what's happening in the world. So subscribe to that podcast and check it out if you're kind of interested in that. If you're also like don't like the fact that I like drag my thoughts on forever, this show is not that. It's not. Like usually 8 minutes or less. So it's all
pre-recorded. Yeah, it's all pre-recorded and chopped up and stuff like that. So it's a good 10-minute maybe
at most. Yeah.
So
sometimes I go over, but usually it's about 10 minutes. Yeah.
It's some good stuff. So Top 5 at 5 with Johnny Quest. Also, again, the episode, big shout out to 343 Creative. So if you need some 3D graphic work, go ahead and hit him up on IG. So shout out to Raul.
Fire skills.
Yes. Other than that, I ain't got nothing else to plug. We'll let you know when we got some new merch coming because it is coming.
Word.
So we'll catch you next week. We love you. Peace.
That's on you, nerd.